I am paying my debt down. And at the end, I will use the money when this debt is paid off to go on my vacation. It is a very long time since I have been manifesting and visualizing Tessa-Marie. I get that question often, and nothing is happening. I hear that all the time. Tessa-Marie, I am writing my goals down. I'm using a blue ink pen. I have a goal setting journal, and I work on it religiously every day, 3 times a day. I write it. I'm grateful that I get to do this. But Tessa-Marie, I have been working on it for a long time, and it is not manifesting. I am not even close to getting it. I am frustrated, and I'm ready to give up. Something told me, though, that I should give you a call, and that's why I am talking to you. What can I do? I normally take a deep breath and I say, okay, let me think of this, and I'll talk to you later. But that day, I said, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to put my foot in that water. It looks like she cannot see the stones at the bottom of the lake because of the clouds that is in front of her. And I thought it over for a second, and I said, okay, do you have time right now? Do you have the time at this moment to sit and listen? Or should we do a Zoom call? I think a Zoom call, if you have the time now, we can do it. And then there was silence. I said, are you there? Yes, I am. You know, Tessa-Marie, I am afraid of even doing it. I'm afraid of making that Zoom call. I am afraid of what you will tell me because I believe you will criticize my attitude or what I have done. And I said, excuse me? You're making an assumption. You do not know what I'm thinking. You do not know where the conversation will go either. Neither do I. This is divine inspiration. You obviously hear me, you listen to me, and you took some step based on some of what I said. And now the ball is in your court. If you call, an inspiration will guide us along the best way to help you to achieve your dream goals and desire. And then she said to me, I'll call you back in a few minutes. Let me just get my act together. Of course, she called back. And she said, would you mind if we do a Zoom call? I have an hour to spare. I said, sure. I'll send you the link. I sent her the link. She was prompt and she was on. And I took one look at her and I realized, whoa, it's not only you are not doing it, you do not care physically about how you feel. To myself, I didn't say that to her. I needed in the moment to pause, smile and say to her, you know what? I think I can help you. I believe I have the tools you need. I have an app for what ails you. I have a vitamin for your soul today. And she said, I am certainly hoping so. And I stopped. I said, hey, we are not hoping. I do have it. You have to be receptive. And of course, again, she smiled, that shy smile, you know, and I said, what did you do today? What have you done this morning? It is Saturday. What are you feeling? What happened when you woke up this morning? Well, nothing, you know, it's hard. And she's touching on, you know, that thing. And I said, okay, what's hard? It's hard wanting something, working on it and not getting it. I said, okay. So I said, you want. Every time you say you want, you're admitting to self that you do not have it. Every time you say you're working on it with so much emphasis on the word work, it seems like it's challenging and difficult, and I'm sure it is. But that extent of energy that you put into it is making it more challenging, more difficult. And this thing is, you know, wanting means you keep saying, I want. You're not acknowledging that you're even doing it to get there. So I said, let's start at the beginning, because you called and you were working on all your dream goals and desires in your goal setting journal. You have all the tools. You have a book. You have the right pen. You do it 3 times a day. And now you've been doing it for how long? A year? And it hasn't been working. So let's talk about the new things you're going to do from today to make sure this, what it is you are working on, happens for you. She said, okay, get your book. I'm going to record this and I will send you the notes of the recording. And she goes, how much will you charge? I said, I'm not charging you for that. You need the help. I'm going to deliver the help. So let's start. If you're looking for someone to be a speaker at any of your events that you're planning, get in touch with me. My email address is right here, and you can contact me, and I would love to give you more about making life choices to you or any of the topic on living a fulfilled life. Have a great day. So, you ready? Yes, I'm ready, she said. I said, okay. Tell me about your dream, goal, and desire. I said, describe it to me from what you have written in your book, the most recent one, not a year ago, what you did today. Well, today I didn't do anything. I decided I wasn't going to do anything, and something told me to call you. So that's why I'm calling you. It's okay. So you've called me. So can you tell me what you said yesterday? Well, yesterday something happened and I wasn't able to do it. I said, okay, so let's get that. When was the last time you worked on your dream, goals, and desire? Silence. I can hear the page flip. On March 22nd. And I went, today is April 11th. What date was a Saturday. So you mean you have this dream, goal, and desire, but you haven't worked on it for like 20-something days. She said, yes. I said, but you said you work on it 3 times a day. Yeah, but I don't always work on it 3 times a day. So, okay. So let's start with consistency. Can you work on it once a day? That's the number one thing you're going to do. Now, read the last thing to me. Well, my dream, goal, and desire is to get out of debt. I said, okay. So what did you say? I am hoping I can pay off my debt so I can have money to go on a vacation. You're hoping. So that's all you keep saying. So are you paying off the debt? No. Yes, I am. So if you're paying off the debt, you're not hoping. Hoping is waiting for somebody to show up to do it or to point you or something. But if you're paying down the debt, then you're doing it already. So I am paying down your new goal, your new words for your goal is, I am paying my debt down. And at the end, I will use the money when this debt is paid off to go on my vacation. So I said, how much have you paid off the debt? Well, it was $20,000 and I'm now down to $15,000. So I said, you need to be grateful. I am happy and grateful. I have paid down $5,000 off my debt. And she goes, I never thought, I kept just seeing what I had left. I never saw what I had done. I said, we have to pat ourselves on the back when we're goal setting. And then I asked her, are you incurring more debt? She said, no, I'm not, but I feel deprived. Summer is coming and I have nothing new to wear. Okay. I said, how much money have you spent on miscellaneous things? How much money have you spent on buying things you do not need or eating out and all of that? She said, you don't want to go there. It is a lot. I said, well, let's see what we can fix. So took a look. Do not eat out 4 days a week. Eat out 1 day a week or 2 days a week and save that same amount of money. You're paying cash, as I can see, you're debiting it. So each time you go out to eat, it's $20 to $25. And you do that 4 times a week. So that is $100 a week. So what about if you save $50 a week and then you only spend $50 on it? I left her with that. So what happened? She ended up working on it and then when she called me back, she said, I feel so much better. And I said, what has made that switch? She said, well, no, for the 2 weeks, I have already saved $100. I've gone out to dinner twice, and I'm continually paying the debt, and I can see, I concentrate on what I have done and not what I have to do, because it depresses me. I said, okay, so we are getting in the right direction. So anyway, when she called, she also said, I have decided to only eat out once a week. Cook from home, I have it all. I do not have to spend more money and save the $75 a week. That's $300 a month. You understand that? So she is able to pay 75 times 4 is 300. If she continues to do that for June, July, August, September, October, November, December, she has $2,100 to go on a vacation. When I explained that to her, face light up. So if you are working on a dream, goal, and desire, and it's not coming for you, talk to me or someone like me and ask me. I'll help you. I'll put you on the right path, because sometimes you're just too close to the forest to see the trees. And I want you to see the tree, and I can bring space amongst the trees so you can see where you are. Because when you're doing something, you're also going to get where you desire to go. You watch your words, you avoid hoping and wanting, and you say, I am doing in the moment, and take the steps. Have a wonderful and beautiful day.